All right, we're back.
And we're back.
We're actually not back. We're just starting. Hey, for those there. Wow, that was really good. We're about to do our Was It Good podcast on, you guessed it, The Mandalorian. I don't know why people would guess that, actually.
Well, doesn't it say Mandalorian?
It does, actually.
So you don't need to guess it. They just know. Unless we titled it wrong, which we've done before.
We are reviewing HBO's Watchmen.
Nope,
not yet. Not yet. It's coming.
People have watched that tonight.
Just like Rise of Skywalker, it is coming.
If we didn't believe in ethics or morals,
Yeah.
we would have titled this something with Watchmen.
It's true, actually.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
We would have gotten the viewers.
That's true. I don't know about that.
And we could have seen how long we could have gone without actually naming the episode to get people to see how long it would take them to realize we were reviewing The Mandalorian instead of Watchmen. That would have been an interesting, social experiment.
I do want to point out real quick, the slider shot is quite beautiful. In fact, that's the only thing I'm going to be watching. We should get rid of these other three shots. So, producer, go ahead, kill the feed, kill him, kill the other three.
Why would you say that?
Fine,
Wait, did the whole
don't
thing
do
just
that.
go cracky, critty, crap?
Did it?
Or did my laptop just go bad?
It's still live on mine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's up to speed, but it's still running.
Oh, my laptop is just
Laggy?
Yeah, it's not connected. I don't know what network. All right, I'm just going to restart my Wi-Fi here.
You shouldn't have done that.
Wi-Fi in space.
You're never going to get it back, man.
Is that how that works?
Yep.
That is a really nice slider shot, and I just want to say whoever came up with that idea is probably a genius.
Yeah, we want to.
We don't know the name of the creator of the slider, but whoever you are, Ravi loves you.
We want to thank Ronald
and wants
McDonald
to thank you personally.
specifically for creating the hamburger.
Perhaps he wants to exchange favors with him or her or it.
Wow.
Are we ready to start the recording?
No, because I can't get internet at all now.
Do you need internet? Yes.
It would be nice so I can check things.
The answer is yes. Internet has now become as important as clothing, water, food, and shelter.
But you are saying it's still live on yours?
Yes.
Let me see.
Still good. Still
Wow.
spectacular, you know.
Spectacular.
Does everyone know what t-shirt I'm wearing?
Spider-Man.
What is this?
It's Boba Fett.
Well done.
You've worn that shirt a couple times.
You know what? How observant
Today.
of you. Well done. What? That's not true. And even if it was, I would never own up to it.
Oh, this is annoying. This is when technology just decides to say, fuck you.
My internet definitely did just die.
Oh, well, mine did not.
All right, mine just came back. Our computer's trying to use the same IP address.
You're trading internet.
Stupid.
Mine reconnected.
Hopefully
All
this
right,
doesn't
there
happen
we
during the episode.
go.
Otherwise, we're
Do you have
screwed.
a chat up, by the way, Christian?
I do.
Oh, there
I have
we go.
Restream, I have Twitch, and that's all I've got. That's all I need.
All right, cool. All right, I think I'm good to do this thing for real.
Oh. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hold on, I haven't started recording.
He's got to hit the record button.
Here we go. I'm hitting the record button. Let's give it a little 10-second buffer, because you know how technology can be fickle. Just in case the record starts later. Later than this.
3,
Later than this.
2,
Later than this.
1. Was The Mandalorian, Episode 5, The Gunslinger, good? I'm your host, Ravi. As always, joined by my two brothers, Christian and Arjuna. Welcome to the Was It Good podcast.
We're back.
All three of us are back
Yes.
with 1 week hiatus when Arjuna thought going to a country that isn't America was a good idea.
I went to Paris, and I asked for freedom fries, and I got kicked out.
Seriously?
No, but it would have been great.
Jesus.
Oh, I do have a fun story that I haven't told anyone yet about Paris. So
I didn't ask, so
When you go,
why
when
are you
go
telling
to a foreign
us?
country, one of the first things you should always do, according to Ravi here, is go to McDonald's or go to the fast food places.
Yes.
So I did go to McDonald's, and I can report that the milkshakes use way too much vanilla extract.
Ooh, wow.
They have potato wedges there.
Also, not even French fries.
No, but you can get French fries, but you can also get potato wedges.
I like that variety. Really? Yeah.
Because it's Christmas time, I did not eat the chicken nuggets, but Sahara, my girlfriend who I was with, ate some chicken nuggets, and because it's Christmas time, they put nutmeg.
Ew.
in the
Yeah,
chicken
that doesn't
nuggets.
sound very
That
good.
sounds disgusting.
And then they also have more vegetarian option, and they had an Indian veggie spice wrap, which had like these 2 veggie patties with like Indian spices and like lettuce and stuff
At McDonald's?
at McDonald's.
What the? Did you take pictures of this?
I think so.
Wow, Arjuna, as an influencer in 2019, you're terrible at this process. Terrible. Anyway, we're not talking about Arjuna's weird vacation to Paris. We're talking The Mandalorian. We're talking the new Disney Plus series that nobody really actually cares about the main character of The Mandalorian. Everyone gives all the care to this little green cute thing whose noises come from cats. I don't know if you saw this tweet that came out.
No.
There were questions as to who's doing Baby Yoda noises, and supposedly the rumor is a combination of cat noises, various animals, and some other sound effects.
I think I said it either last episode or the episode before. Baby Yoda, the child, the kid, whatever you want to call him, is very cat-like
Yeah.
in some of his mannerisms.
Yeah.
So that actually makes sense.
So
I just find it interesting that when you see him moving, he moves really slowly, but off camera, he moves really fast.
right,
Just like another character named Darth Jar Jar. Coincidence?
okay, Darth Jar Jar moves fast in general.
Because
Oh, you're talking about that fan theory video that
Yeah.
explains like I remember it's like there's like clips of it where Yoda's like moving his hands and is like that looks like he's using the Force.
Oh, wait, Jar Jar, yes.
Jar Jar, yeah.
And
Jar
also-
Jar was standing next to Palpatine at Qui-Gon's
Yeah,
funeral.
Which
Yeah.
makes no
He
sense.
like waves his hand and like people do things.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very strange.
It's a load of BS and you're crazy.
It's a great fan theory, but if it ever became real, Krishna,
Oh, it would ruin the.
wouldn't it? It would ruin everything.
I
Yeah,
think
it
I
would-
would
it would-
stop
it would
Star Warsing at that point.
It's a great theory because and we're definitely off track, but if you keep that in mind, episode 1, if you keep that in mind, episode 1 becomes an infinitely more enjoyable movie. If you believe Jar Jar Binks is a Darth, it just becomes so much better.
I mean, that movie's good in general.
No, it isn't.
Really?
There are good sequences.
I remember specifically the good old age of 9 years old.
Well, you were young and dumb.
I remember watching that thing 3 times in a row.
Well, that
on
was
VHS.
that is terrible. Ew. So each
And
time you watched
and you were
it,
with me.
each time you
And
watched
it was
it,
in Rhode Island.
the quality would have gone
Ah,
down
yes.
because it's VHS.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Well, that's what I'm
Anyway,
sticking
we're
to it.
talking Mandalorians. Can we stay on track?
Well,
Who
you're
went
the
on
host,
this
man.
tangent?
You're the host.
Hey, there isn't a Mandalorian in episode 1.
There is?
I said there isn't.
Oh, there isn't.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
But in episode 1, they visit a planet.
Yes, they visit a planet which was also visited in this episode of The Mandalorian.
very good.
Tatooine.
We brought
See
it back.
that connection.
Yeah.
Now, on this podcast, we like to do our one-word impression.
Mm.
It's where we recap the episode
Yep.
and give a one-word impression.
Cool.
So I don't know why I had to explain that, but you, little one with the glasses, Krishna, go ahead.
Yes.
See, I
thank
did
you.
that. See, I did that.
My one word impression is very safe. The one
Safe.
word is throwback.
Throwback.
Wow. The episode was littered with little throwback nuggets to earlier episodes. Mostly. And when I say episodes, I mean the Star Wars movies. The main episodes 1 through 6, really. I don't think there was any. Yeah, 1 through 6.
Episode 7 hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly. And the nuggets being obviously Tatooine, the Mos Eisley spaceport.
Way to ruin the whole podcast, Krishna.
I know, but you let me go first, so I get to do that. That's my prerogative, you know. Some lines here and there. It's just there was a lot of, and this was a Dave Filoni directed episode. Is that correct?
Yep, the Dave Filoni directed.
Yeah, and I feel like they probably wanted an episode. I feel like they were in the writers' room probably, right, when they're planning this out, and they're like, we definitely have to have an episode, right, where we can just poke a little bit of fun at some like classic lines and scenes and locations. And they're like, there's only one man for the job to direct this, and that's Dave Filoni, who worked on Clone Wars.
I
And
thought Michael Bay would have been the man, to be honest.
that would have been terrible. So, to cut a long story short,
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's
Throwback.
this going?
throwback.
This is also the first episode of The Mandalorian that wasn't written by Jon Favreau. or Jon Favreau did not have the writing credit, I should say. Dave Filoni also had the writing credit for this episode.
Yeah.
Arjuna, what's your one-word impression?
Filoni.
That's
That is a word.
So
And it's a single word. So it is within
and,
the rules.
let me explain it, right? So I'm going to go Filoni because this felt like a Filoni episode. Now,
so
Filoni.
you're using his last name as a verb
Yeah, he Filoni.
Or an
did.
or an
adjective.
adjective.
See,
Sorry,
it was
sorry,
a
adjective.
Filoni episode, right? You know, from start to beginning, it felt like
Wait, did you just say start to beginning?
yeah, I did.
I get that you just got off I don't know, an
Jet lag
umpteenth
jet
hour
lag is real,
flight, but
friends.
jeez.
But start to beginning, and
Start
that's
to
where it
beginning.
ended.
That is the way. Jesus.
But no, you know, if for those who've seen Clone Wars and Rebels, if this episode was just kind of a live action version of one of those, to be honest. And I love Dave Filoni as a showrunner and his overall vision for Star Wars. His individual stories are fun most of the time, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily unique. I wouldn't say they're necessarily mind-blowing or the greatest television out there. And there were a lot of Filoni elements to this where I was like, this isn't really a live action director, if that makes sense.
I keep hearing that about Dave Filoni. Like, he was given the opportunity to do Clone Wars. He came out with that god-awful movie first, somehow turned it all around with the series, and then that's like the one thing I keep hearing about him is that in terms of executive producers, they don't seem to have the confidence that he could do a live-action like film or whatever by himself, and that potentially, he's more series type driven,
I can
overarching series.
I know,
opposed to
you know,
one-off.
as an executive, I could point to a few elements in this episode and.
You're an
raise those
executive?
No, if I was,
Oh,
right?
oh.
You know, and if I was an executive that had a background in film production or just basic storytelling or whatever, there's definitely elements of this episode that don't work for me.
Wow. Comes out firing on all cylinders.
Well, but fun fact about Filoni: does anyone know what his first like really big thing was?
Samurai Jack.
It was a cowboy because he wears a cowboy hat.
No, he was a storyboard artist, a character designer, and later director for Avatar: The Last Airbender. the
Oh,
animated
that's right.
cartoon show.
Yeah. And it was an animated show of sorts.
Yes.
So my one-word impression, because that's all that really matters to me, and I'm quite near the point now. I'm totally
boy.
not thinking it on the fly and getting nervous because I
Is it Dave?
really don't know. I'm going to go with short.
Short.
Yes. It had a runtime of just under 35 minutes.
Hmm.
I believe it's one of the shorter episodes. And because of pacing and so forth, it definitely felt like a very kind of quick episode where it's, on planet, find job, do job, twist, end.
It's interesting because even though it is one of the shorter episodes, it felt like one of the longer ones to me because very little happened.
Interesting.
I mean,
would
definitely
disagree with
watching
that,
it the
but-
second time, because I was watching it with you.
Sure.
Watching it the second time, it felt a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like a boom, 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 done, and then moving on. So our sentence with our one-word impression comes to, in order, throwback Filoni short.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Throwback Filoni short. Sounds like a sandwich.
Ooh.
Or short, if you rearrange them, short throwback Filoni.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes a lot
Short
of sense. as well.
throwback Filoni.
Yeah.
The STF.
Does anyone know how tall?
Oh, shut the fuck.
Does anyone know how tall Filoni is?
No, but I
I'm
think,
sure he's short.
I think on this podcast we just called him short. So
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah.
He's probably the right height to be a stormtrooper. I feel
An
like
Ewok.
I feel like I've seen a picture of him in stormtrooper armor.
Sure.
So.
All right, he's 45 years old.
Is he really?
I just looked it up.
That's weird.
I was looking for his height, but
He's
they don't have
45? Wow.
Just Google it.
Wait, we're
Dave-
seriously live on our
Dave
podcast
Filoni.
going to look up Dave Filoni's height.
Height.
Why?
According to
that. We
Google.
call him short.
According to Google, Dave. Oh, it doesn't come up.
I don't feel like that's like public knowledge.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not an athlete.
if he's an
No,
athlete.
No, actors. You can easily find that.
yeah, he's not an
Okay,
athlete.
then Pedro Pascal. How tall is Pedro Pascal?
6'1", I think.
No, Pedro's
Pedro
short.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's pretty short.
Pedro
Anyway.
Pascal is, drumroll please,
Just
No drum roll.
5'11".
5'11".
Oh, wow. So he's Christian's height.
Oh, no, he's a little
Christian's
taller.
5'10".
I'm 5'10".
Oh, wow.
I'm 5'11".
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, buddy. So moving on. So the title of this episode that we put out on the internet to draw people's attention, because SEO and all that, is the Mandalorian. Wait, actually, I don't even remember. Mandalorian finally gives into fan service, and the reason I kind of wanted to title it that way, and I think you and I, Christian, were joking and laughing about this, is every couple minutes there was some kind of Star Wars reference.
Very obvious.
Very obvious, like, Star Wars reference. Kind of like when, like, a sitcom, like How I Met Your Mother or whatever, is like, I'm going to make a reference to the Battle of Hoth. That's kind of what it felt like a little bit.
Inside its own universe.
Inside its own universe, where there were things like when the Mandalorian and the kid bounty hunter are trying to get the assassin. Did we figure out the assassin's name?
Oh, I'll look it up. Keep going.
When they're going after the assassin to get that bounty, he throws out the line, she's got the higher ground, which is like a classic.
It's like a meme at this point.
It's a huge meme.
Ground.
I have the high ground. It's like, it's a big meme. So it felt like the writers definitely are like poking fun at like the Star Wars like pop culture.
Props to them for knowing, like, just
the big
to throw
ones.
some of those in there, just because I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I got a kick out of it.
It was
like,
hilarious.
And the fact that they put it in one episode, they didn't do it in the first 4, and I doubt they're gonna do it in the next 5. Right? I'm like, perfect. You got one episode, you have a little bit of fun, it's out of the way, boom, done.
So we do have 5. Yeah, that's right. We have 5 more episodes.
Well, and I think I said this earlier. It's because Filoni wrote the episode too.
Yeah, and
well,
he himself, he is a Star Wars nerd. I mean, he took the ultimate nerd job.
Yeah.
Got to hang out with Lucas, which, by the way, I truly believe them hanging out was like they're at like George Lucas's estate at like some really long table, and George is eating fried chicken, and Dave. This is what I imagine because I'm weird.
Okay.
And Dave is at the other end, like a weird intern, like trying to ask questions, but like super nervous.
Jesus.
That's what I imagine. But yeah, so for you guys, like, what were some other like areas that you noticed where it was clearly like, oh, you're giving a nod, nudge, wink, wink to us?
Yeah. I mean, like right off the beginning, this one's probably a bit more vague and it's not confirmed or anything. But as soon as the opening scene, right, we got the battle with that fighter, and to me, I just immediately thought of like a Naboo starfighter. Now it wasn't, but it had that yellow, and it just looked like a Naboo starfighter kind of flipped, like backwards.
Kind of reminded me of an X-wing with the long wings.
A little bit,
and
yeah.
It looked like they could have opened almost.
Do you think maybe the bounty hunter? I mean, bounty hunters, right? They're just they're scavengers, right?
Yeah.
They're just
exactly.
piecing stuff together.
Or they're buying stuff.
Even the flight suit looked very rebel-y and
kind of worn down.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they're trying to kind of, they're trying to show that this show takes place on the Outer Rim, away from, the Star Wars movies, right? From the shine and gleam of the Empire and the Rebels and the Resistance and the First Order and, all that type of stuff.
First Order.
Yeah.
So,
And then obviously the obvious one is Tatooine. Like, it's like, oh, look, there's Tatooine. They're on Mos Eisley. They're almost following the exact journey.
Well, let's actually talk about that specifically, which I thought was like a real. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I know everything. But I thought it was interesting that when he's flying in, the only way you're able to identify that it is Tatooine, nobody ever says Tatooine, right? They say when he flies in, Mos Eisley Port. When they're going through Tusken Raiders, which are local to Tatooine. There's also when he kills the other bounty hunter, and what's the actress's name?
Ming-Na Wang?
No. Who was the?
Oh, Amy Sedaris.
Her character tells her droids to take the body out to
Pit droids, by the way.
Yeah, the Canyon of Doom, or like some canyon or whatever that's actually referenced and said in episode 4. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it's all these like little pieces, right? That when you put together, you're like, oh yeah, it's 100% Tatooine.
Not to mention the exact cantina and the exact table where Han Solo and Greedo have their whole shebang.
Did anyone look to see if there was like a blaster or like smudge or anything on the wall?
I don't think there was.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool if there was
it would have been scrubbed maybe.
Really? Why?
Well, this is the latest we've seen Tatooine in universe and timeline, because obviously Tatooine hasn't shown up in the sequel trilogy yet. So this is our latest look at the desert planet.
Do we think?
Looks exactly the same.
Do we think? Wait. Do we think it does show up, and Star Wars and Disney to save on production costs? Where like you have to do an episode and utilize the Tatooine sets.
Well, honestly, to
Maybe.
be completely honest, a lot of the shots on Tatooine looked green screened. So there's actually some weird shots when Sedaris' character, I believe her character's name is Peli Motto.
Yes, Peli Motto.
When she picks up Baby Yoda, like the ship and everything looked really green screened. Like
Well, I mean the ship's not real, so that makes
for
sense.
sure, but like but it looks like very obvious. And then like the speeder shots a lot of those looked green screened.
The speeder shots were probably that I would say is some of the lowlights for me because speeders they're iconic. They're actually you mentioned this about the speeders. They look like the speeder bikes that you would get on Endor.
Battle of Endor.
Yeah.
Or with the Ewoks and
With the
all
Ewok,
that, all that jazz.
But yeah, that was some of the more disappointing because it's not good CGI, unfortunately.
I thought that in itself could have been a throwback, though. Because let's be honest, Episode 4, Tatooine, even redone, it's still very obvious that
Yeah, of course.
these bikes.
It doesn't age.
Yeah, I have this the part of me that thinks that they kept it obvious enough where it was like this whole episode maybe is supposed to feel sort of dated a little bit.
That makes sense.
Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe it's just bad.
I don't know. I view it as bad production. You know.
Why?
What do you mean in terms of like bad CGI?
Yeah, sure. I mean, to me it was good enough. I was like, not
It-
everything
I mean,
needs to, it doesn't need to.
To me, it's bad if it takes you out of it.
Mm.
You know, like if you don't, I think part of watching something is a believability, right? You're immersing yourself in this type of content. I think when you see something and it makes you think, and you're not focused on what you're supposed to be focused on,
Sure.
then that to me is bad, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you the extra that's like staring right at the camera, right? Unless that's intentional, unless that's part of the
I think that
story
that's
you're
what I'm saying
portraying, right?
because the last time you see, or in this timeline you see Tatooine,
Sure.
it's Episode 4,
Right.
and to me, I believed it because it was like you could put this potentially some of these scenes next to Episode 4, and you'd be like, it's all the visuals are very similar because of.
I guess that's
and
an
I
interesting take.
think maybe that's now that I'm actually talking myself into it. I think perhaps
Is
that's what they're going for.
is that what you did with Triple Frontier? You talked yourself
No,
into it?
I didn't have to because it's the greatest Netflix movie I've ever seen.
But then why not? So then this is what I was referring to earlier with Filoni. You know, when we see Tatooine, we get these great big landscape shots, right? You see the rising suns. You get the big, wide sand type of shots. You didn't get that in this episode, right? So if it was a true throwback to when we've seen Tatooine before, how it's been portrayed, we didn't get that same feel. So to me, when I was watching the episode, I didn't, even though it was stated to be Tatooine, it didn't feel visually like a Tatooine to me. It felt like a green screen studio. When in the prequel trilogy and then the original trilogy, when you're in Tatooine, the way cinematically it's shot, it felt like it was that to me.
Sure.
With those giant, big, wide type of shots.
Sure.
This felt like a studio lot with a few extras. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Well, fun fact, it's actually shot in Playa Vista.
Yeah,
area,
exactly.
It was?
It's the whole thing is shot down in. There's a studio right near where we actually work, and they shoot this there.
You want to be an extra?
Yes, I do. God damn it. All right. Well, it's too late for that now.
It's too late to apologize.
So I kind of like let's stay on the negatives. Like, why be positive?
Yeah, let's just be negative.
The world needs more negativity. Just kidding. It needs more positivity. But staying on the negative right now, length of the episode. The reason I kind of put that in there is I feel, and maybe this is like a personal attack to myself, but I feel when we subscribe to these more these like premium subscription based service things like Disney Plus, HBO, Netflix, when they come out with serialized content, I expect that content to be 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Sure.
We're getting these episodes seem to be getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So
First episode was only 32 minutes, I think.
either way, what the hell?
You know, I hate shows that are like every episode is going to be the same length. And, I watch the Arrowverse shows, and every episode is between 42 and 44 minutes because it follows that old school television of like we do 22 episodes over 30 weeks, X amount of time with commercial breaks to fit in that hour slot. With streaming, you don't have to worry about commercial breaks. So I feel like make it as long or as short as you need to tell the story that you want to tell.
Yeah. And I think that's why I don't have a problem with the length at all.
Yeah.
Mandalorian, at its very core, is very simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's like one objective per episode. It involves a few characters. To make any of it longer, I feel like it would drag, or there would be stuffing in too much to make the episodes longer.
Yeah.
I think it's in true Star Wars fashion. It's like you have a situation, you have the world, they've explained a bit, but they're not over explaining, and so to me the episodes are perfect. And I think it'll work really well when at the end of it you can binge it. And then you're like, okay, that's where you'll get your
and so far
length.
the formula this show has fallen into is essentially you have the Mandalorian in a situation with another co-star, which is generally different every episode.
Every episode so far.
In some type of conflict. That conflict has to this point been a Western genre or subgenre or movie, even inspiration. And that's the way it's kind of gone. And I think some episodes have been longer than others. I don't have an issue with the length either, to be honest.
Nice.
So,
Shut down.
Well, you know what? You know what?
In fact, I think the length is a strength. So take it off low lights.
No, staying on the low light section of my outline.
My favorite thing in interviews, my greatest weakness is
my strength.
that I just do too much and I'm too strong.
That's good.
I once wanted to say my greatest weakness is my strength.
Yeah.
I'm too strong.
So, where the hell am I going next with this?
Oh, well, I mean, we're still in the negatives.
Oh, yeah.
One thing, so I just mentioned, like, the formula with the supporting characters. So I think one thing that the show is struggling with 5 episodes in is that no characters really recurred yet. We're not really building a cast of any type. We're getting these one-offs, and we have this Mandalorian character who we're seeing grow in small ways.
Tiny ways.
Tiny
ways.
ways.
Microwaves.
But,
Microwaves?
It's interesting because Star Wars, and I'm not saying this Star Wars, because it's Star Wars, it has to be this way. But, Star Wars in every medium we've really gotten is ensemble in some way, shape, or form, right? All the movies, even the spin-off ones, most of the video games, the books, everything, right? There's some type of ensemble. There's it's a large supporting cast because it is a space opera, right? So it's just interesting that the Mandalorian hasn't built that out yet, and maybe what they're doing with these individual characters, are they come back later? They're
all going to come back and live on the ship together.
It's intertwined.
I hope
That's
not.
my theory.
And you're going to get basically Star Wars Firefly edition.
Firefly.
I think I'm okay, again, maybe I'm just a fanboy who's just totally bought in.
Sure.
I'm okay with this because from the outset, it's been presented and billed as sort of this Western.
Right.
And the Western is very much a solitary figure going through different situations.
Sure.
The man with no name, right?
Right.
Yeah, he works with a couple people here and there, but for the most part, he's the only, guy in each movie,
Right.
And I think, and it feels like that's what they're going for, and I think for the most part, they succeeded with it. Because the only part that I'm disappointed in is that there's been some really good supporting characters, and I'll be very disappointed if they don't come back in some way.
Sure.
Like, what's his name from episodes 1 and 2? Like, the guy's like, I have spoken.
Right.
Right? That guy's great. And I'm sad that we, potentially will never see him again. Right?
I can't imagine that you would go introduce, especially with this being like a new series. We know a season 2 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I would be surprised if we were never to see that character again because
It would be sad.
why would you spend 2 episodes with him?
Actually, did anyone hear?
Spoiler.
I think it is
Here's
big.
why.
Wait, hold on.
Because
Wait. Baby Yoda's not real? It's a puppet?
That is a spoiler.
Oh my god.
That is a spoiler.
Oh my god, all the people in the world are going to be so sad.
it's a big spoiler because one of our bold predictions.
It was yours.
No, it was yours.
Mine?
Yeah. It says right here under episode 5.
No, this is for Natalie. That was Natalie's prediction, not mine.
Oh. Well, somebody put it under Krishna.
Oh, yeah. Someone messed up. Ravi. That was Natalie's.
You said mortally wounded.
Yeah, I did say mortally
Yeah,
wounded.
that's under there.
Yeah, not that doesn't mean death.
Yeah, so he just can't read.
No,
Oh.
if you're
You
wounded,
can survive. So this
mortally wounded. Christian, you know, mortally wounded means you die, right?
no. Well, yeah, but this is Star Wars, right? I said mortally wounded, and then he's gonna get saved by the Force.
Oh, but that's not listed here. It just says
Well,
Baby Yoda mortally wounded.
Yeah.
Which means he
I
would
said
die.
the end of it, and then season 2, right?
Did you not
is
listen to
gonna-
the podcast, Juno?
I listened to some of it.
Yeah,
I
you
hadn't,
skimmed
I hadn't
it.
finished the whole thing yet.
Wow.
I was asleep when the live.
Mortally
stream
wounded
happened.
looks like you're gonna die, but this is fiction. People get mortally wounded all the
Yeah,
time, and then they
I
live.
wouldn't say that's far of a stretch
Big
of like a
spoiler.
big
It's
spoiler.
It's Star Wars' biggest moneymaker maybe ever. There's no way they're gonna kill him off.
Yeah,
They
the,
just
No.
the
can't.
amount
They
of
can't.
merchandise that's going to come out, the fact that it's pulling people in to get the Disney Plus streaming service.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many people at work that were on the fence, and then people
Yep.
are now like jumping in and being like, "Oh, I'm going to go pay for this now so I can watch this show."
There are-
I know 2 non-Star Wars fans. They don't give 2 shits about Star Wars. They literally turn on Mandalorian and they fast forward until there are Baby Yoda parts, just because they're so in love with Baby
Do you
Yoda.
know who we work with? He just watched the first 3 episodes back to back. Guess who we work with?
Julian.
No.
Jared.
No. I work with him probably more than any of you guys.
Ryan?
No.
Alan.
No.
This is like
Gothard?
useless. yeah.
Harmon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Harmon.
Harmon watched it, which is surprising.
Is he a
'cause
Star Wars? He's not a Star Wars.
he's not like crazy into it like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
But like I find that interesting because like there's so many people coming out, they don't really care for Star Wars or whatever, and they're like, because there's such a, I won't say phenomenon, but because there are all these memes and these gifs and this
Yeah.
and that and all this stuff
It's
about
the Game of Thrones.
People are certainly talking about it.
Yeah.
big time.
It's the Game of Thrones thing. Like, so many people didn't watch Game of Thrones, and it became so memeable and
Right.
such a talked about thing. People binged 7 seasons of television
Yeah.
to watch the last season.
And now we're getting into the part where the Rise of Skywalker is coming out in less than 2 weeks at this point.
Yeah.
We have 2 episodes left of this. I wonder, are we going to get more connected to episode
So-
9? That Disney loves their corporate synergy.
So
right?
there is Dave Filoni did come out, I believe, with it on an interview. I don't know, like 2 days ago, potentially. Basically, he claims and said that the child, Baby Yoda, his origin will be explained before this season wraps.
Oh, amazing. Why would he release that? Why would he even
I
say that?
don't know, but he did.
To
Well,
pacify someone.
No,
So-
not just pacify.
I don't
but
think that's the-
I think it drums up interest,
Yeah.
right? If you're like, well, you're gonna have to come to season 2, people are like, all right, I'll just wait to watch these episodes, right? Because everyone know, like socially, right? Baby Yoda, the child, whatever we want to call it, everyone socially calls it Baby Yoda. That has been the main focus. That's been the big talking point.
But why say anything? You don't need. Why you don't?
Because you build up
That's
into
interesting.
now it's like, oh, we're gonna learn more about this guy.
You're
when
gonna get a
come
payoff.
In. Because think about like the first couple episodes of Baby Yoda. You're learning all about him. He's moving around.
Mhm.
The last couple episodes, he hasn't really done much, right? You get the memes and the fun things, but like story wise, like
Sure.
you're
Since
losing.
he's used to
You're
Force, he
losing,
hasn't really done.
right,
much.
you're losing some steam now, right? So now you gotta juice people back up. Oh, we're gonna learn more about Baby Yoda. I'm back in.
Stick around.
Because I feel like these last few there's been I think it's starting to die down a little bit.
Well, that also makes sense. We're halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Any television series,
Sure.
halfway through, you're kind of like,
Watchmen didn't.
cool.
That's true.
Watchmen does
Watchmen
not
has
have
not
to be
died down yet.
Watchmen just somehow started off high and gets
You
way
know why?
higher.
But you know why? The showrunner said that he came in with a 1-season pitch, and it's a story beginning, middle, end.
Oh, amazing.
So we're
That's
not getting
season
season 2 of that?
No, he didn't say that. He just said that the story that's being told in this season
It's contained.
is contained.
Oh, thank God.
Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. Easter let's move into our theory section here. So at the very end of the episode, the assassin bounty hunter gets shot, and then we think she's dead, and then a person walks up to her.
Her character's name, by the way, is Fennec Shand.
That's right. Fennec Shang.
Shand.
Fennec?
Fennec.
Fennec. So
What
she
is that?
gets
Was that familiar? Fennec.
Fennec.
Maybe you're thinking of Riddick
No.
from the infamous
Never mind. I might be thinking of a
Pre-Bad
completely
Tacos.
different show.
The Game.
So who do we think that character is? Christian, you think it's
It's got to be.
Moff Gideon.
Is that his name?
That's the Giancarlo Esposito character.
Oh, he's a Moff.
Yeah, his official description is
He's a Moff.
a former governor under the Empire
yeah, he's
whose life changed after the rebels destroyed the second Death Star.
Yeah, no shit.
Why do you think his life changed? Because he was no longer a governor?
Probably.
Maybe
He
something
lost-
with his family.
He lost his holdings.
Maybe his kid was on there.
Maybe his chicken company got destroyed.
He
Was
was
it
the
Polo-
official.
Polo
He's the
chicken?
official spot. Pollo, whatever.
El Pollo.
Oh,
Yeah.
pollo,
His-
Yeah, I think it's Gus Fring.
James Cushman. I don't know why. I think it's a Mandalorian. I kind of want it to be a Mandalorian. I don't know why. I feel like it would be
the
more
boots
interesting.
kind of seemed Mandalorian.
But then also when he was walking, there was noise, like a ching ching noise, and when the Mandalorian walks, he also makes a similar type of noise.
Let the armor.
Yeah, there's armor clinking. But then again, if we've seen from the original trailer of the Mandalorian, what's his name? Moff
Gideon.
Moff Gideon. So we've seen the Moff Gideon character is wearing armor in certain shots. So it's possible he was wearing armor. So I don't know.
I feel like they're waiting for season 2 to do the classic negative, what's it called? The negative reflection or the to the main. When they do in shows and movies like this, the main character and then the villain or the antagonist is just like a dark version of that same character. What's that trope called? It's generally a superhero
idea.
trope, right? For example, the Flash, his arch nemesis is Reverse Flash.
Creative. They should have called him. They should call it his negative, Slow Man.
But actually, Reverse Flash, in the comics and even the TV show, is actually a very cool villain.
Oh,
He's way more interesting than the Flash.
Usually that's how it goes.
But yeah.
Granted, that's not hard. But
Do we have any other theories before we move into the bold predictions
From the episode?
Yes,
I have a fun fact
Let's hear it.
about not the Mandalorian, the bounty hunter that he was working with.
Mm-hmm.
The character's name was Toro Calican. I asked if the actor we recognized him, right? Because it seems familiar in some way. So the actor is Jake Cannavale. Now, Jake is the son of an actor known as Bobby Cannavale. Bobby portrayed the stepdad in the 2 Ant-Man movies.
Wow.
That's my fun
okay.
fact.
All right.
Never
No,
present.
but he's an actor. He's an actor who's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Jumanji. He was also in Will and Grace.
Was he in The Expanse? Is he listed there?
Let's find out. I think he might be. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care about that character.
That character was very Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
He's 20.
Very
the actor.
annoying.
The actor is 24 years old. He's
Yeah.
very, very.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're trying to go for an annoying character,
They did a
cast well.
great job.
They cast well. No
Not
offense,
not
but
seeing
they did.
anything about him.
Oh, okay.
being,
All right. So, bold predictions. So, we've done a couple now. I'm going to read off of last week's bold predictions, starting with Krishna's. Krishna's for episode 5 was Baby Yoda was going to be mortally wounded.
He almost was.
Well, yeah, he was close to. Yeah, that was a close gunshot.
Yeah.
Mine was
Giancarlo
will eat some type of chicken.
You just keep stealing ours.
What's wrong with that?
What the
And then
hell?
our guest, Natalie, farmer's daughter, comes along for the ride. So unfortunately, none of those things happened.
I also had one.
Oh, and Arjun, you had on. We see the Mandalorian's face at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
That
fail.
also didn't happen.
Fail.
So far, we suck at this game of predicting
But
things.
that's good. It means the show's unpredictable. You don't want a predictable show.
That's a good point.
Well, actually,
yeah.
my reverse to that is the show. They're playing it pretty safe right now too.
It makes sense. It's a live action Star Wars.
It's a
We don't know
brand
what's
new
going to
show.
happen.
There's nothing to play
Hey
safe.
guys,
We have no expectations.
I'm just bringing in alternative points of view.
I hate your point of view.
All right?
I hate
They're
it.
playing it safe, and the show sucks.
Wow.
I'm gonna go watch Crisis.
Go back
Yeah,
to
go
Paris.
do. Yeah,
where
please
you
go.
belong.
Please go do that. That'd be great.
Crisis.
So for episode 6,
Mm.
what do we think is happening? And nobody look at the title, Arjuna.
I don't even
I
know
didn't
what
look at the title
is.
last time.
Uh huh.
I seriously didn't.
Uh huh.
I don't think they release the titles
Oh, okay,
until
good.
they come out.
They have to be a bold predictions, right?
Yeah.
There will be a lightsaber in the next episode. That will be turned on.
A lightsaber.
I don't know the context, but there will be a lightsaber.
You said there's 2 more episodes before episode 7.
Yeah,
9?
so the release date's changing a little bit here, right? So
is?
yeah, so the next one is coming out Friday, December 13th, but the episode after that is coming out Wednesday, December 18th.
Oh
good.
shit! Before
Before anyone
publicly.
has seen Rise of Skywalker.
Why would you do that?
I know why.
Why?
The origins of the First Order, which was my, I think, show prediction.
I heard somewhere that we'll actually get that in episode 9.
I told you, well, yeah, and I think we're going to see the beginnings in Mandalorian, and we're going to see the end in Rise of Skywalker. You're welcome. I have ruined the show for everyone.
I have
Go
spoken.
home.
So wait, so what's your prediction for episode 6?
We're going to see some kind of lightsaber.
Lightsaber, okay.
Lightsaber.
And then, Arjun, what's yours?
Mine is going to be that we see a connection to Rise of Skywalker
Okay. That's very...
In the next episode?
in the next episode.
Wow. Before the December 18th episode.
Yes. I think we're going to
Strange.
start seeing.
Very
I think we're going to start seeing.
Here's my one. We're going to be on a brighter, more alive planet.
What?
So the first episode, we end up on like a desert planet, and then he leaves, and then the next episode, he's on like a dirty planet with a little bit of life. Then he's on that like water world. Now he's on Tatooine. So my thinking is actually no. If we're following the order, actually it'll be another desert planet,
He's going to go to another desert planet.
like another dead type planet where it's like grungy.
He needs to go to
a lot
another
of
snow
life
planet.
forms.
Or no.
He hasn't been to one since the very beginning of episode 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Well,
Okay.
that's the safest one here, Ravi. So you failed. Just be
Um,
bold.
Actually, so
Not boring.
Actually, real quick to go back. Remember, we were just talking about who was that person at the end. Do we think that she's dead?
No, she's not dead.
You don't think she's dead,
No, she's not dead.
even though she got blasted.
In the stomach.
in the
It's fine.
stomach
She's fine.
and was crumpled over.
That's fine. She took a nap.
Good acting
dead.
job by.
Yeah, she could have just done an acting
Did
job.
anyone else find the young bounty hunter's death kind of weird too?
Yeah, that did seem a little.
Like both of those deaths seemed really weird, right?
Yeah.
Like the way they were kind of shot and then portrayed, like it felt like there was an extra beat on both of the bodies, like after they died. Even the music stings were a little different.
Yeah.
Is there something with that?
I think
That it was a little.
I
Strange,
think
both
it
of
wasn't
those.
to put emphasis.
But it,
Like
no,
it-
but I felt like they did put emphasis.
Oh, see, I
that they
think
weren't dead.
I took it away as like it was less emphasis.
no, because
Kind of like, oh, it's moved over, move on.
no, because how it was portrayed to me was they like killed them, but they didn't like the characters didn't react like they normally do when they kill someone.
Well, that's why I take it as, because this is a PG show,
Sure.
Oh.
you're not going to emphasize death.
So we can burn stormtroopers alive, but we can't show a dead character more than one second.
Stormtroopers are okay.
Got it.
Well, no, stormtroopers are okay because there's no face. No,
Unbelievable.
that's a thing.
I know that.
That's a thing.
No, I
so,
know. I
yeah,
know, but-
you're right.
You're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Wait, you just called me right.
You're wrong.
Wait,
You're
did I
wrong.
just get confused?
I think we're all confused.
Okay, I think it's that time.
All right, let's do it. Ravi, was Mandalorian episode 5 good?
No,
Wow, you are a loser.
no.
And I
It
disown you.
can't consistently be good.
Yes, it
Like
can.
it can't be perfect.
It-
And we are
Good
seeing
doesn't mean perfect.
and we're getting it's a filler episode ultimately, which is fine.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did you say episode 4 was good?
Yes.
Was this episode better than episode 4?
No.
Yes, it was. You said right after the episode, yeah, it was better than episode
Yeah, but
4.
I just watched it again, so I have a little bit more knowledge.
You are flip-flopping. I don't trust flip-floppers.
Arjuna, was episode 5 good?
It was not good. And the reasons for me, because I'm going to start another podcast. Right here.
Unbelievable.
No, it just to me it wasn't good. I just feel like I think Filoni failed a little bit in delivering some of the consistent beauty shots that we've gotten in the first 4 episodes.
Glory shot.
Yeah, like I didn't feel like we were in the glory holes.
Why would you say that?
Why would you go there?
Because we're
Gina?
opposite Disney Plus. We're not family friendly. We don't care about the kids.
Unbelievable. This podcast just got X-rated real quick.
I just felt like it failed. I think the show is losing momentum. I think it's natural, and I don't think the show is bad by any means. I just don't think it was a good episode, and it wasn't one that I enjoyed.
Impressive.
Well,
Krishna.
thank you for.
Wow.
Krishna,
He's just gonna say yes.
Of course, I'm gonna
was-
say yes.
was The Mandalorian Episode 5, The Gunslinger, good?
Yes, it was good. I loved. First of all, we didn't even talk about this. I loved Amy Sedaris' character.
Yes,
I thought the
we
pit
should've.
droids were great. The use of the pit droids was hilarious.
Even though they're all CGI'd.
The episode, I loved all the throwbacks to the movies. It was I thought it was a good intense episode. I liked the strategy that the Mandalorian employed against the other bounty hunter. I personally thought visually it was great. It was up to par with the rest of the episodes. So yeah, it was good. The most important thing, I was very entertained as well. And Baby Yoda was great as usual. The end. It was good. Don't believe these two. Bad Cycle's official position is good. We're canceling. I'm getting you guys written off the show.
getting cancelled.
And yes, I would watch it again, obviously.
I might
It
skip this
it
one.
almost becomes redundant. Of course, you're going to watch it again. You're going to binge this at some
No,
point.
I will rewatch 1 through 4 and 7,
Oh
6
my
through 8,
God.
but not 5.
It insulted me that much. Thank you for listening. As always, you can find the Was It Good podcast on Twitter at Was It Good, on Instagram at Was It Good BTM, on Twitch, twitch.tv/Was It Good. This podcast is continuing through the Mandalorian season, so anytime there's an episode, expect our wonderful voices right afterwards.
Yeah, even the episode that's coming out during episode 9, we're going to have a busy week because we're going to be doing that podcast. We're going to be doing episode 9 podcast. I believe that Sunday is the Watchmen finale.
Are we releasing 4 fucking podcasts that week?
Might be 3 or 4.
Oh my god. Anyway, thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
And we'll kill the live stream too.
Yeah, no comments.
Goodbye.